Welcome to Pilates. I'm Karen Rudman, and I'm very excited to share this time with you. We're going to focus on lots of different things, but one thing in particular is mobility, because with proper mobility, there is more opportunity for strength. Just think about where your shoulders move from. If they're limited, you can't strengthen them as much. Same thing for your back, same thing for your hips and everything. So the very first thing we're going to do is start with a breathing exercise, and I'm going to point out that when I go into my forearms, so here my elbows bent, I'm going to lean back, but I've got my elbows digging into my mat so that when I inhale, the ribs will open, and I just want you to gently lift the sternum to the ceiling. So let's try that together. The Pilates breath is an inhale from the nose, so let's try that. And an exhale is to blow out from your mouth and really feel how your abdominals sink towards your spine. Again, inhale and exhale. Try that with me twice more. Inhale and exhale. Here will be our last time. Inhale and exhale. Now I'm going to have you bring one arm forward and then the other arm forward and inhale to come up just a few inches. And exhale to round your lower back and go back towards the back wall. Inhale and come up. And exhale and go back. Inhale and come up. And exhale and come back. Feel the ribs open on your inhale. Inhale and exhale. So continue this pattern, but now interlace your fingers and point your elbows to the sides of the room. Inhale and exhale. Watch how we're going to actually reach forward. And exhale and bend. Again, we're rounding that lower back, and again. So continue the breathing, but now I'm going to ask you to take your right leg and bend your right knee as you continue the motion of your torso and your arms. Now we're going to actually bend the left knee, and we're going to sit up tall. Let's separate the hands. Let's bring the arms to the sides of the room, and straighten the legs from here. And now we're going to inhale to bring the arms forward into our spine stretch. And then on the exhale, we'll sit up tall and bring the pinkies close together. Inhale, first move your torso, then bring your arms forward. And exhale to squeeze your shoulder blades just gently. Again, inhale and exhale. Let's try one more time. Inhale and exhale. Now stay right where you are. Think of your fingers touching your side walls. Just hold and bring the arms up, reach your shoulder blades up and bring them down. And we're just going to progress into nice, easy circles. And when we're mobilizing our shoulders with the circular pattern, the spine is doing nothing. We're just moving from the shoulder. Now we're going to actually reverse that. So we'll go back up and forward, back up and forward. One more time. Now we're going to bring the arms forward just like we did a moment ago. We'll interlace our fingers. We'll bend one knee and then the next. And now we're going to go into our half rollback. From here, I want you to take your body towards one wall, keeping your elbows in the exact same space and face forward. And then rotate and face forward. First, move your body and allow your arms and shoulders just to gently chase it. So it's not arms, body, it's body, arms. Now let's add that half rollback motion. And again. And one more time. And now watch how we progress this. We're going to roll, bring the arms in, and come back up. So we're actually going around the world. Let's try that one more time from here, and then we'll reverse our direction. So we rotate. Go into our half rollback, fingers get a little bit closer to the torso. And again on 2. And again on 3. And again on 4. We'll do one bonus one on 5. We're going to sit up tall, arms are wide. Reach to the sides of the room. Inhale to flex forward towards your toes. Exhale to come back, plant your hands on the mat and lift the heart. And again, inhale round. And exhale, come back. One more time, inhale and come forward, and exhale and come back. Now I'm going to have you bend your elbows. This is where we started. Think of your shoulder blades coming close together. Plant your elbows into your mat. I'm going to have you stabilize the shoulders and lift the bottom. and come back down. Ever so slightly, it's a very small movement. Now another option here is to take your hands on your mat, and you'll have more range of motion if you extend from a straight elbow versus a bent elbow. So as you do this, you open. As you come back, you bring it all together. You inhale and open, and you exhale and come back. So your options are here, inhale and open, or you can lift the bottom. That's a little bit more challenging, or you're here. Let's try this 4 more times. Inhale to open, exhale to come back. You will feel your triceps as you press into the palms, lifting the heart, and come back. And 2 more times. And last one. Now I'm going to have you sit up tall. I'm going to use a flat resistance band, but you do not need to use anything. But I want to point out to you that when you go into a diagonal pattern, as I'm doing here, you're going to feel all sorts of great motion through your shoulders. So if you have a resistance band, you can bring it right to our class right now, and you'll get a lot of feedback just from opening the arms directly parallel to the floor or just this way. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to bring one arm up, coming back to the center. Your focus should be on that top arm. And again. So with the resistance band, we're going to do 5, or without, 4, 3 sitting up tall, 2, 1. Then we'll undergrip. We're going to focus on the top arm, working at a diagonal. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go to the opposite side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lots of good warmth coming through the shoulders. From here, I'm going to have you take your right leg, cross it over your left, bring your opposite arm in, keep equal weight in your sitting bones, and rotate your spine to one wall, and then rotate your spine back to the center. Twice more. Rotate and inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Let's switch. One knee bends, equal weight in the sitting bones, opposite arm from leg, pulls in, rotate your spine, inhale, and make sure your torso rotates back to the center versus just your shoulder. So there's a lot of congruency between body and shoulder girdle. And one more time. From here, we're going to bring our legs forward. They're straight. We're in a nice long sit position. We're going to bring the arms parallel to the floor. And we're going to go into our half roll back. Bend the knees. Take our hands underneath the knees. Continue rolling back to the mat and bring the legs into a tabletop position. Take a breath in the back. As you exhale, begin to touch your toes towards the floor. Organize your head, neck, and shoulders. Pull the backs of your thighs and sit up tall. So this is what we call the assisted roll-up, and I'd like you to really go slow. And again. This will be our transition in our class today. Half roll back, knees up into a table. Begin to approach your feet towards the floor, making sure you've got a fist distance between your chin and your chest. Shoulders are relaxed. We're going to hold here. Let's bring our hands by our sides. And let's just begin to bring one leg forward and switch. So we're just going into this reciprocal pattern. So my hands are on the mat, but I'm actually going to hover them, which will make it more challenging. And this is the beginning of our single leg stretch. So if you choose to leave your head, neck, and shoulders on the mat, whichever knee is bent, you'll take that corresponding arm on the ankle and bring the other arm right below the knee, making sure that your lower leg is parallel to the floor, and switch. But if you choose to progress this, you'll nod your chin to lift your head, pull your chin inward, and here we go. Here comes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold this leg, the one that's bent, lower the straight leg, bring that leg up to the ceiling, back on your mat. Make sure your knee is facing you. You're going to gently pull that leg towards you and then bend the knee. Then extend the knee. Bring your hands, if you can, closer to your ankle. Organize your head, neck, and shoulders, and lift your torso. Bend the knee and come back down. So inhale, nodding the chin, lift the head. Exhale, extend the leg. Bend the knee and come back down. Repeat that. Come back up and hold. Bend the knee and come back down. And hold. Now we're going to stay here and switch. So inhale, exhale, switch. Body comes back to the mat. Walk your hands down towards your ankle if you can. Flex your torso, bend the knee, and exhale, down you go. So you don't want to tug on that leg. You just want to create a nice hamstring stretch as you bring that leg towards the body. And again, let's try this twice more. There's always organization of the head, neck, and shoulders when you lift your torso up from the mat. We're going to come up and hold, or you can keep your upper body on the mat. Now we're going to bring the other leg hovering to the mat. So my right leg in this case is hovering. And we're going into scissors, but I'm going to actually create a little bit of a pulse with my straight leg. And the concept here is to reach the legs forward. So it's 10 and 9, and you can reduce this quantity if you wish. 8, 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Now we're going to hold one leg up. It doesn't matter which leg. Come back down on the mat. Take your hands by your side and pull your fingers towards your heels. The leg that's up to the ceiling, we're going to cross the midline and bring it out, and that's where I want you to hold. Make sure that you're not lifting your opposite side off the mat, so control that range of motion, but we're just going to tick-tock over and back. You'll feel the greatest challenge when your leg goes away. Then we're going to create a circle by going down and back up. So part of this is the scissors that we just did, but we're just adding a circular pattern. So if this feels really comfortable to you, you can take one arm off the mat, because without your arm, you're going to have to stabilize more through the body. Now let's go the other direction. And if you really feel ready for this, you can bring both arms off the mat. You might have to control that range of motion or hands back down. So our goal is to do at least 6 or 8. We'll do one more. We're going to hold here. We're going to transition before we get back to the other leg, bending the knee and lifting the torso back up. Now the arms come up to the ceiling. We're going to interlace them. The hands go behind the head and the elbows are visible in our peripheral vision. We're going to bring the other leg up and we're going to rotate the torso to one knee and bring the opposite leg forward. So the body and the arms move as a unit. And here comes the oblique crisscross. We've got 8 more, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Body's back down. We're going to switch the leg. We're going back to our tick-tock. So the opposite leg is now facing the ceiling, that foot. And we go out and across. And remember, you want to keep both sitting bones on your mat. And from here, we're going to progress to our one leg circle where we go down, back, up, and forward. And again on 2, and again on 3, and again on 4, and again on 5, 6, 7, and last one. So when we go in the other direction, this is when you can figure out whether or not you want to keep both arms on the mat. You can certainly experiment, because again, without those arms, there's more stability that has to happen through your core. And no arms if you choose. We'll do one more. That should be 8. We're going to hold. So one leg's up to the ceiling. We'll bend that knee, slide the other heel towards your sitting bone, bring that up into a tabletop. Hands are outside the knees. I'm going to hold the legs right here. The knees are over the hips. Bring the arms over the head. We're getting ready for double leg stretch. Arms, arms. Hold the arms. Legs forward. Adjust those legs so that you absolutely do not feel your back. So you would actually bring them further up to the ceiling, more towards a 90-degree angle, or more towards a 45 if you have that ability. We're going to combine upper body and lower body. So hands go to the knees, arms and legs go away. This is with head, neck, and shoulders on the mat, or organize them, and up, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. We're going to be tough. And 8, and 9, and 10. Knees are going to bend. We've already lifted the head, neck, and shoulders. The feet come to the mat. We're going to sit up tall and now facing forward. I'm going to have you take one hand in line with your hip. Organize your legs so that they're stacked. You can be on your forearm too. That would be a regression. The more challenging will be with your straight arm. So we're going to feel the shoulder blades connect into those back ribs. We're going to walk those feet out because we're coming up into a side plank. Now with this arm facing the ceiling, if you want to progress this, you can just bring it forward and back. But a really wise tip is to pull up on the underside to really engage those oblique muscles. Then we're going to come back down. So nothing's really changed. We're back to that same organization. You might want to pull your hand in closer to your body to adjust it. So once again, we engage the shoulder blade. We feel the side closest to the mat. We breathe to prepare. On the exhale, press into the palm. Engage your shoulder stabilizers, and up you come. And we're just going to bring our arm into a circular pattern, 4 in each direction. Then we're going to pause and come back down. Before we go to the other side, I just want to point out that you can certainly do this with your forearm onto the mat and just come up like so and do the exact same arm pattern. So please adjust that to your level. So once again, we've got the legs stacked. We've got the arm in line with the hip. We're engaging the shoulder blade. We're looking forward. The collarbone is wide. We inhale from the backs and sides of the ribs. On the exhale, press into the palm. Engage the obliques. Come up into your side plank. Bring the arm forward and back. We're just doing 5, 3, 4, 5. We're coming back down, bending the knees just like we started. When you engage, you're going to really feel those obliques, the muscles that are closest to the mat. So you can be here or here. Here we go, last final time. Press into the palm, engage the shoulder blades. 1, 2, 3, here we are. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reversing 5, 4. These are all options for you. 3, 2, 1, and we're down. While we're here, just notice now that I've moved my legs closer. So the front leg, the hip is rotated out. The back leg, the hip is rotated in. And you can always put a pillow behind you if you feel that there's a lot of torque through your hips. I want you to lightly touch your mat and go into an easy side bend. So when you come back up, think of your torso and then your arm. Body, arm, hold. Body, arm, back. Body, arm, hold. Body, arm, back. Body, arm, hold. Body, arm, back. This will be our 5th and final time. We're going to pause here, rotate, reach your arm forward. It'll be a phenomenal stretch of your lat. Rotate your spine to the center of the room. Pull your body up to the ceiling and bring the arm down. Let's change our legs. Front leg, hip is rotated out. Back leg, hip is rotated in. Once again, the hand is in line with the hip. Free arm is parallel to the floor. It reaches up to the ceiling. We move as a unit into a side bend, and the body is the leader, the arm is the passenger. Again on 2, and again on 3, and again on 4, and again on 5. Hold, rotate, flex the body forward, reach that arm, come all the way back, square, sit up tall. We're moving on. I'm gonna grab a water bottle. You can grab a book, you can grab a phone. Just something that is light and can move side to side. I'm gonna set that right in front. Tummy down. So from here, we're gonna work on spinal mobility and back strength. We're gonna take our hands in a field goal position. Noses down to the floor, the feet are gently hip distance apart. Press into the elbows to feel the shoulder blades engage. Bring the nose gently forward and just lift the face and the neck off the mat. Then lift the arms up and place the arms down. So make sure that your head is not beyond looking up to the ceiling. So you've got the natural spinal alignment going up here. It has not changed. And we're going to come back down and progress. Nose moves forward, spine lifts ever so slightly, elbows are up. Now I'm going to have you reach the arms forward, bend the elbows back, place the arms down, and place your upper body down. Position the head and neck, gently lift the torso, lift the elbows, bring them forward, bring them back, place the arms down, and then head comes down. Twice more. Organize head and neck, spine lifts, elbows come up. Reach them forward, bend the elbows back, place them down, and here's the last time. Organize head and neck, lift the arms, reach them forward, come back. Now take your hands by your shoulders, press into the palms, push down, push up into child's pose. In child's pose, if you feel any back pressure, I want you to widen your legs. If not, they can be close or hip distance. Now lift your fingers and open them, and then place your hands down. Lift your fingers and open them. Then place your hands down, come back into your quadruped, and come down to your mat. Press into the palms. You want to move your body as a unit as you push up. Sit back into child's pose. Lift the fingers, open them wide. Place them down, come back, transition so that you're in a prone position where we were a moment ago. Press down, try to move as one single unit back into child's pose where we're going to stay here. Choose an arm, it doesn't matter which, but we're going to thread the needle. So one arm comes across and the palm is up, other arm is reaching forward. You want to pull forward and across to your maximum range and then let up a little. So when you're coming across, you're actually rotating your spine, but you're keeping your hips very stable. We'll do 4 on each side. It feels really good, and it's a really nice thing to do for spinal hygiene. We're forward. We're going to come back. Hands were where they a moment ago. We're down on the mat. This will be the last time we press. Come back up. Here's our child's pose. We're going to thread the needle to the opposite side. So pull forward and across, reach, let up a little bit. Make sure you're rotating your spine as you're coming across. And this is 3, and this is 4. Now we're going to come back, and now we're in our quadruped. So we've got our knees stacked under our hips, and we've got our elbows and our wrists and our shoulders in a line. Looking towards the edge of the mat, so I have my water bottle right in front of me. That's my focal point. I'm going to start by pulling in, lower abdominals, rounding the lower back only, and coming back. So I like to take the spine in 3 segments. This is just our lower back. Now we're going to add our middle back and our lower back. And now we're going to try that one more time and then go full spine. So here comes our cat. We start in neutral, we engage, we round, middle spine, upper spine. I'm pressing down into my hands. Release the tail, middle spine, and then just keep your chest open towards the wall in front of you. And back to neutral. Round, come all the way back up. Release it all the way back down, chest forward. This will be the last time. Round all the way back up. Come back to neutral. Now I'm going to have you take one leg behind and then the other arm off. So this is my right leg and my left arm. See if you can lift that leg away and be balanced. But if not, go ahead and place it back down. You want to keep your hips nice and square. Try to avoid rotating out. So you're reaching from the hip. You can think of your foot touching the wall behind you. So I've got my free hand, which is now going to come forward, and I'm thinking of reaching the foot behind, reaching the foot. Then I'm going to add a pattern where I touch my toe and bring arm and leg away simultaneously, so they're working at the same time. We just need 4 or 5, so we'll do one more. Then we're going to hold, bring the hands back, so once again they're stacked. That same leg is going to go out across from the mat and back over. So this U shape is going to really challenge core stability, much like our one-leg circle. So we're going to do 2 more. That should be 6. Always breathing. Then we're going to bring the knee back in into our child pose. Hands into the mat. Come back up. Laying on the mat. I'm almost touching my water bottle, so I know that I've got my focal point organized with the position of my head and neck. Push down, come back up. Child pose. Hands get closer. Quadruped. Spine is in neutral. All 3 curves are present. Round the lower spine, middle spine, upper spine. Release in that same order. We'll do 1 more for good luck. Then we're going to hold here, and now we're switching. So we've got the other leg behind, and we've got that free arm. So this is left to right. Reach the leg. Try to keep your knees straight, so you're really coming from hamstring and glute. Hold here, bring the arm forward, continue with the leg. You want to exhale as you extend, inhale to touch. Then I'm going to lift both at the same time, touch and reach, touch and reach. Still staring at that water bottle, touch and reach, touch and reach, touch and reach. This might be a bonus one, we don't know. Hold here, hands are back. The leg is going to go outside of the mat, and then it comes across. Make sure you're not elevating your shoulders. You can press into the heel of the hand. The point is to really stabilize your shoulders so that you can be free and organized as you create this motion from your head. So we're going to do 2 more. Hopefully my counting is accurate. If not, you certainly adjust it. Then we're going to hold, bring the knees back, and now I'm coming down on my forearms. So I'm still, knees are away. I'm going to walk my toes back. So as we did before, pull the shoulder blades so that you can really feel the tips touching your back muscles. So we're right here. I've got my toes. They're curled under. I just want to lift up a little bit. So this will be the regression, as I call it. We're going to progress this. You're going to stay here if you like, to a full plank and come back down. So I've got that water bottle, so I know that if I look up to the top, I've lost the proper position of my head and neck. So your quads are definitely busy here. You're going to hold here. Now, if you want to continue on, you're going to lift one leg up. When you transition, if you choose to reciprocate the leg pattern, think, organize, lift, return. Hold, knees down. Hands down, child's pose. Thread your needle to one side. Thread your needle to the other side. Come back. Your arms are slightly flexed. Your knees are away. We're going to kick this up a notch. So we were on our forearms before. If you want to continue to progress this, you can continue. You can stay on your forearms, or you can join me. I've now got my hands pressing into the heel. Here are the knees extended. One leg. Second. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. 7, take a break if you need it. 8. 9. 10. Back in child's pose. We're going to thread our needle one more time on each side. Back to the mat. I'm using the straight edge of my mat. Water bottle goes away to make sure as I come down on my side that I'm truly in a line. It's very common just to misplace the position of the legs a little forward, a little back. Really try to be on your side. Now lift up on the underside to the mat. The first thing we're going to do is work on the quads. So you're going to take your top leg and you're going to be knee to knee. Then you're going to take your foot, pull in your abdominals, and just reach that leg behind. So now I've got knee to knee, knee past knee. Breathe out, breathe in to bring it home. Breathe out and bring it in. So make sure that you're just moving your hip. If you feel your lower back, you're going to have to decrease your range of motion. So we're going to hold here. Now I'm going to take this top leg, bring it forward, and rest it in front of me. Now the bottom leg, I'm bending that knee, and I'm going to pull that heel towards my chest and rotate in that direction. And bring it back. And rotate. And bring it back. And rotate and bring it back. Both legs are now going to stack. I'm using the straight edge of the mat. I've got my hand on the top of my hip. I'm going to lift the top leg and pull it toward the wall in front of me and hold it. Free arm is in front, shoulder blade is completely stable. I'm going to lift and lower. Rather shallow, down and up. Down and up. Here comes our side series. Then I'm going to take the leg up, rotate the heel, so now the hip's rotated out. Drag that heel on the bottom leg, extend it up, pull it back down. 2, 4, 5, 6. Legs are aligned, hands on the top of the hip, lift it up, reach it away. That's going to really engage your side hip muscles. Oval. The concept of doing this oval or circular pattern is just like we did. You want to make sure that you are not rotating out or wobbly. You want to stay perfectly stable so you feel all parts of your hip move as you create your circle. Let's go in the other direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to bend both knees, come up on my forearm, and just lift the top leg. Now, if you want to add resistance, you can take your hand on your top leg to resist your rotation. But we've got the organization of the head, neck, and shoulders. And I'm just going to do a few more, and you can always add. Then we're going to sit up and go to the other side. On the side. Using the side of the mat. Hands on the top of the hip. Lifting the top leg and lowering it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, rotate the hip out, hand in front, into our développé, which is what this is called. 2, 3, 4, 5, and adjust the tempo if it's too fast or too slow. Bonus 1 right there. Then we're going to lift the top leg and go into our circular pattern. So you can play around with your front arm. If you feel that you're nice and stable through your torso, you may not need it. Or if you want to have it there, you can go to a light fingertip touch versus a full palm. So the goal is always 6 to 8. So if there is a few extra here, you'll have to excuse my lack of counting. 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do 8, 7, and 8. Now the legs are stacked. We're on the forearm. Bring the knees a little bit closer. I'm going to take my top hand on the outside leg as we rotate the hip out. 2. Pull up on the underside. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to the mat. We're going to lay on our back. Let's roll back. So we're in this nice long sit position. If you find that you're in here, I want you to bend your knees ever so slightly. You're going to bring your arms parallel to the floor. We're going to roll up and roll down. Take a breath from your nose. Feel the width of your back. Exhale to pull in, round that lower back. Relax your shoulders and slowly go down. Then bring your arms up to the ceiling and gently over the head. Bring the arms back 90 degrees to the floor or mat. Organize your head, neck, and shoulders and pause. Pull the shoulder blades down. Feel your sternum pull you up Feel your abdominals, stretch your spine forward. Go right back down, and we've got 4 coming up. That's 1. Arms, head, neck, shoulders. Torso comes forward, spine stretch. Make sure when you bend forward, you keep your head in the frame of the arms. And last one. Now I actually just remembered that we did not stretch our quads on the other side, so we're going back there. You probably saw that. So once again, we've got knee to knee, knee past knee, knee past knee. That gets a little bit more of your hip flexors involved. Hold. That leg comes forward, bottom leg. You're going to pull that foot towards your mat. Rotate your body in that direction. So just to review, when you're stretching your quads, I'm going to flip to the other side. You're on your side. Your hips are stacked. Your knees are bent. You bring top leg, heel to the sitting bone. You can just sort of ride this range of motion to increase. Your leg is forward. Now your bottom leg, you're going to have a deeper stretch, and you're going to add that spinal rotation just to make sure, because these are really, really lovely stretches. Moving on, we're going to sit up tall. We're going to bring our legs hip distance apart. We're going to bring the arms to the sides of the room. Let's just rotate into our spine twist, just a few. We're going to add on to our saw where we rotate. We're going to bring that forward arm towards our foot, pull back, we organize to center. We rotate, front arm towards the foot, come back into the center. Rotate, and again, there's congruency between the torso and the arms. They work as a unit. Back to center. We're going to sit up tall. We're going to take our hands behind. So we started here today. You can be on your forearms if you wish, but we're going to inhale just to open the ribs and lift the heart. Now I'm going to have you get rid of, or take your hands behind, pull your abdominals in so you sit tall, bring your arms forward, go into your spine stretch. Sit up tall, take your hands. They're going to stay here as we inhale. As we exhale, see if you can lift them, stack up, round your spine forward, come back tall, take your hands. This will be our last inhale before we end our class. And exhale, hold. I hope you enjoy class, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a great rest of the day.